Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into one of the biggest stories in tech right now, the AI chip wars. This is a high-stakes battle that is, and I mean this literally, shaping the future of computing as we speak.
Yeah, that quote just nails it, doesn't it? This isn't just some friendly competition over who has the fastest hardware. Not at all. This is a massive shift in power across the entire tech industry. And the battleground? It's all happening on these tiny, incredibly complex pieces of silicon.
So to really get what's going on in this war, you first have to understand the reigning empire, and that's Nvidia. For years, they've built this incredible fortress, and now all the challengers are knocking at the gates, trying to find a way in.
You know, Nvidia's real superpower isn't just their chips. It's something they've been building for more than a decade. Their secret weapon? CUDA. Think of it like the operating system for AI. It's the software that developers learn, build on, and get comfortable with. And once you're in that ecosystem, it's incredibly hard and expensive to leave. That right there, that's their competitive moat.
And just to give you an idea of the scale of this empire, get this. That software moat is protecting almost $47 billion in revenue. And that's not for a year, that's in a single quarter. It's a huge jump from the year before, and it's pretty much all being driven by this absolutely insatiable hunger for AI.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. This chart shows you exactly where the front line is. It's running right through the biggest cloud companies on the planet. I mean, look at that. Just two customers, we're talking the giant hyperscalers, make up almost 40% of Nvidia's revenue. They're Nvidia's best friends, but as we're about to see, they could also become their biggest rivals.
But you know, no empire lasts forever without a fight, and the counteroffensive is already happening. Rivals are coming at Nvidia's fortress from all sides, and each one is looking for a crack in those walls.
And this isn't a one-on-one fight. It's more like a coalition, and everyone has a different game plan. You've got AMD, they're coming in strong on price and performance, packing their chips with tons of memory. Then there's Intel, who's all about the total cost of the system and, this is key, just having chips available to ship. But the hyperscalers, whoa, they're playing a whole different sport. They're building their own custom silicon from the ground up.
Right. This is what we mean by that home team advantage. The big guys, Amazon with Trainium, Google with their TPUs, they're not just buying chips anymore. They're designing their own. And their goal is pretty simple. Slash costs, maybe by 30 or 40%, tune the performance for exactly what they need, and most importantly, stop being so dependent on one single supplier. They want to control their own destiny.
So this war isn't just about who can make the fastest chip. It's being fought on a bunch of different fronts, from the next-gen hardware itself to the actual networking fabric that ties the whole data center together.
And this is Nvidia's big counter-move. It's a massive escalation, really. It's called the Blackwell architecture, and the star of the show is the GB200. This isn't just a chip. It's an entire liquid-cooled rack with 72 GPUs all fused together. Their pitch is that the whole thing acts like one giant monstrous GPU, promising something like 30 times the performance for the biggest AI models out there.
And this really pulls back the curtain on Nvidia's whole strategy. They get it. They know that training these huge AI models is not just a compute problem anymore. It's a network problem. It's all about how fast the GPUs can talk to each other. So what are they doing? They're not just selling chips. They're selling a whole integrated system. It's like a pre-packaged weapon, ready to deploy right out of the crate.
Okay, another huge battleground is inference. That's just the fancy word for actually using an AI model after it's been trained. And the battle lines here couldn't be clearer. On one side, you have Nvidia's Blackwell, built for pure, raw, real-time performance on the craziest, most advanced models. But on the other side, you've got the hyperscalers with their custom chips. They are laser-focused on one thing, efficiency. How can they do this for the lowest cost and the lowest power draw? For them, a smaller bill at the end of the month is a powerful competitive weapon.
But here's the twist. This whole fight isn't just happening in a tech vacuum. The entire battlefield is being shaped by geopolitics and these super fragile global supply chains. The rules of the game can literally change overnight.
And U.S. export controls have been a huge factor. They've completely redrawn the map of the global chip market. These aren't just suggestions. These policies have a direct, immediate, and massive impact on what companies can build, who they can sell to, and where their revenue comes from.
And if you want a perfect example of how fast things can change, look at the H20 chip.
Nvidia designed this thing specifically to comply with US rules so they could sell it to China. But then, the rules changed again, and sales of that chip to China went to zero. Just poof, gone. It's a pretty stark reminder that a government policy can be just as powerful as the laws of physics when you're designing a product.
And that political pressure isn't going away. There are new laws being proposed that could basically dictate who gets first dibs on the latest and greatest AI chips. Nvidia, for their part, is pushing back hard. They called the idea doomer science fiction, arguing it could actually hurt the very innovation it's supposed to be protecting.
Okay, so we've mapped out the battlefield, we've seen who the players are. What does this all actually mean in practice? Let's boil it all down to the key strategic takeaways. So even with all these challengers, Nvidia is still holding the high ground. And it's because of four main things. First, that CUDA software ecosystem. It's a serious lock-in. Second, their strategy of selling whole systems like the GB200 is really smart. Third, they just have a rock-solid reputation for shipping amazing products at a massive scale. And finally, with the kind of money they're making, they can just outspend and out-innovate almost anyone else.
So for anyone who's actually buying this stuff and trying to build with it, the message is clear. You've got to be strategic. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You need a portfolio of different chips for different jobs. And you have to, absolutely have to, factor in political risk. That H20 story showed us that a government decision can blow up your roadmap overnight.
And that really brings us to the final question at the heart of the chip wars. Who's going to win? Is it going to be the company with the loudest, most powerful hardware, or will it be the one with the smartest strategy, the one that can navigate this incredibly complex maze of technology, economics, and global politics? You know, how this all plays out is going to define the next decade of technology, for sure.